Welcome back. This is the fourth game of the eXe North American Team League. We do have a PvT this time, and it's GoChuJaNG versus FEARTHEREAPER. This is a map I think that a lot of Prodasses don't like, just because of the positioning of third. I do think that these positions do actually help with that a little bit, because the third is not that exposed. I do like this map in general though. I like the size, and I do like the position of the bases as well. I don't know what kind of build we'll see from these players. I don't know what league they are either. I do think the matchup in general favors one gate or one Rax expands. And we'll see. Does look like the barracks got put down right in time. Reaper actually opting to go for the wall-in. I do like the wall-in in TvP. I think it helps against in some cases, obviously. Maybe if you get double two-gated or something like that, it's really good to have that wall. We do GoChuJaNG opting for that gas. And there are some variations to the one gate expand as well. And I personally like the one with gas, because that allows you to put some pressure on your opponent. We do see FEARTHEREAPER going for that one Rax expand. Can he pick off the pro before it scouts the command center though? No. So Young actually scouted the command center, and I wonder what his reaction will be. Croning out a Zealot and a Stalker can actually put some pressure on a build like this if you're too slow with the bunker placement. But Jung is gonna counter this with an expansion of his own, and maybe croning out the warp gate tech as well. Reaper adding on 2 more barracks, which is a reasonable follow-up to this build. I do feel like a bunker should be placed down around 5 minutes or so is when the first stalker can poke on your round, if I remember correctly. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. So I feel like a bunker should be placed here pretty early, because it is easy to get delayed by an early stop. Anyway, we do see 2 more gates being added on, which is also a reasonable follow-up. I think he might have gone gate, gas, gate. I prefer gate, gate, then gas. Especially if Terran decides to put some early pressure on. If you didn't scout the one Rax expand, I think it's necessary to go the gates before the gas. Marines taking down the rocks. I think this is a why not moment. There's no reason not to take down the rocks, to be honest. You want to maybe take a pretty fast third while adding on some medevacs to your composition. And we see stim being researched first. This could lead up to something like a double medevac stim push. He does scan his opponent and sees 3 sentries and 1 zealot. The 3 gates are finished now though, and he does have 3 more on the way. So this could be an aggressive follow-up by Young, and it looks like he wants to move out a 6 or a 7 gate all-in thing. I don't really like the expression all-in, but the way that this push works is that it's really, really strong, especially against kind of build FEARTHEREAPER. And we do see some nice force fields picking off a few of those marines. If you're taking up to medevacs too quickly without adding enough barracks, and if you don't have, you need to have, like, with this build I would say you need to have like 3 or 4 bunkers here, smartly placed, with the SCVs in place to repair. This bunker is way too late. Then you can maybe hold this, that is actually an 8 gate. But with 4 barracks and taking up to medevacs with 1 bunker that's not complete, this is just gonna get obliterated with this push. You see some nicely placed force fields. That bunker may not get populated, will go down. You can just run in so many units of this that FEARTHEREAPER is not going to be able to keep up with production, simply. Do see a lot of stalkers. Stalkers are really good, especially when microed correctly. I do think he's going to wait for another round of zealots, considering the amount of minerals he actually has. This gives the Reaper time to put up another bunker, but it's probably not going to be enough. He doesn't have that many units. He has 6 marines, 4 marauders, and here's like 15 stalkers, 3 zealots in the center. It's just not going to be enough. You should pull SCVs as well, and at least repair the bunker. And yeah, I think this is GG for Reaper. And he played actually a really nice opener. I really like that. He skipped the depot and got the orbital or the command center earlier. But the problem here was taking 2 medevacs quickly and getting 8 gate. Problem is that when he moved out here, he did scout that, oh, the Protoss is gonna be aggressive now. And if you see that, that the Protoss is getting that aggressive off 2 base, it's either gonna be some kind of 3 gate pressure, which can be really, really strong, or it's gonna be something like a 5 gate robo, or it's gonna be a 6, 7, 8 gate. And at that point, when you scout the Protoss actually being that aggressive, it's actually taking out quite a lot of units here. Kind of this micro from Young side, but again, I don't think FEARTHEREAPER even can actually manage to hold this. He has enough workers or units to actually strike back. And as I was saying, if you scout that, if you poke with your units and you encounter a lot of units in the middle of the map, you need to think, oh, he's going to be aggressive now. You need at least 2 bunkers. If you want to play it super safe, like 4 bunkers. SCVs should, buildings should also be placed in such a way that SCVs can go around it, so you can't force field it off effectively. And you really need those bunkers to hold it off effectively. He did take a lot of losses. He did sacrifice 21 SCVs to that, and the harvester count is 57 to 28. I would like to see 2 forges from the Protoss now, and a robotics tech or Templar tech. Gateway units are good, but gateway units are not good against Marine Marauder Medevac with Stim. Especially not when the Terran is ahead in upgrades as well. So a double forge would be really, really nice. And there we see the robotics. And Fear the Reaper is actually not that far behind in the food count. And that's kind of scary, because he does have so many, the Protoss has so many more. 30 of that supply is actually harvesters. We can see on the here that the army supply is really equal, and I feel with the higher tech, Fear the Reaper with proper micro should be able to maybe get a good engage on the Protoss. And Young actually getting supply blocked by Reaper cleaning out the pylons here. Both players opting to get that third, but Young is just way ahead, doubling Reaper's income at the moment. I wonder if we're gonna see Colossi, or if it's just gonna be some kind of immortal-based robotics tech. Do have a few stalkers here to deny drops. What you also can do is put like 1 cannon here, maybe even a cannon there, and a cannon here, just to deny those drops. And it's actually gonna drop here, and it's gonna be denied so easily. He actually flies into the middle of the... It's gonna lose that medevac. And all the units in it. Oh, do you have the blink? Why didn't you use the blink? Drop easily denied. Or easily, but drop wasn't denied. And the medevac is gonna go out there. We do see Colossus tech from Young, and with a vastly superior supply, actually about 50 ahead. Having 80 probes though, so only about 10 army supply ahead. Yeah, 4 actually. The warp, the amount of units he can actually warp in after his army dies is gonna be silly, and I don't think Fear the Reaper can trade with him effectively. He does have better upgrades though. That's really gonna be in his favor. I wonder, did Charge get researched? No. So the Zealots are not gonna be very effective against this army. I feel like Fear the Reaper should leave this still. With still. And yeah, it looks like he's just gonna plow through this. And position very nicely. Supply lead actually. And that's kind of scary. He doubles the amount of armor supply of Young at this point. And I don't know if Young can actually hold when Fear the Reaper pushes here. It's gonna be really difficult sending out an Immortal to be sacrificed. Having just Stalkers against these many Marauders and Medevacs and Marines, that doesn't work out very well. Especially not when the Terran is ahead in upgrades. The third is gonna get the 9 here, actually gonna do a double counter attack. That might end up hurting me though. One force. Eating through that easily. I feel like this is maybe what Young needed to survive this, but here are a lot of more reinforcements for me. He's just gonna sandwich these stalkers. Actually, from barely holding a 8 gate into actually crushing his opponent with half his workers. Reaper played really well. But I feel like if he had put up these bunkers here when he got pushed, then I feel like the game would be over like 10 minutes ago. He did keep up with the upgrades, and from watching this I can say that the main mistake in his play was not putting up the bunkers in time when he saw the push coming here. And Young, faster Colossi, really, and I feel like less stalkers and more zealots and getting a charge. Also getting those upgrades would be really nice. Fighting 1-1 Terran with Stim, with mainly gateway units and immortals, that's really hard. You really need that splash damage to deal with these big bio balls. Okay, that was game 4, and we're gonna get into game 5 now.